Thursday, October 26, 2023, Dreamvlog. So I dreamt I went out of town, like on a bus or something, and I felt like it was in Portland, but I don't know where this was. It was just some random city, and I was being, like, kind of followed. I was in this mall, right? And, in the mall, I was, just walking around, chilling. My brother Isaac was with me, and we were kind of like chilling together a little bit, but not quite. And and then and then and then and then I was in the mall walking around chilling. I wasn't really being followed too much, but I was still feeling okay, feeling stronger. And then I walked down the stairs or whatever, and I see this little area with like kids' toys, like toddler toys and stuff. And then I see someone sitting on the bench watching me, and I felt like I know her, but I can't remember who it was. And I felt like they were stalking me. They were watching me. She was sitting with a dude, and they were just watching me. And then I see this toy, and it was like it was like I opened it up, and I was pulling it out, and it was like one of those toys where you slide balls up the little ramp and go in the hole. But with this one, it was coins. It was like you pull the ramp out, and then you slide the coin all the way up to the top, and you try to make it into little slots. And my brother came right next to me. I was like, do I have coins? I have coins. And I had change in my pocket, but I didn't have no quarters. I had 1 quarter. And then the dude that was sitting next to the girl that was kind of stalking me, he's like, oh, I got quarters. And he tossed me some quarters, and I played the game. I think the first one I missed, and then my brother played and he missed. And then there was a guy standing at the end of the little thing of the game, and then a different guy. And then I threw my quarter again, and it made it in the slot on the left side, like not the first one, but the second slot. And I won part of that, but we kept playing. But when I looked at the quarter, I remember one had a it looked like a Santa Muerte coin. It had a skeleton on the back. It looked like those, the quarters that have the front, like regular quarters, and the back they have like a design for the 50 states or whatever. It looked like that. And the back of the quarter had a skeleton and a hat or something. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to save this for my Santa Muerte. And I put it in my pocket. And then I see another coin with a star on the back and stuff like that. And I was like, ooh, this is cool. But anyways, we're playing the game, and I don't remember if we made any more or nothing. But my brother Isaac was there. He played with me. And then I leave that building. The outside of the building looks like a school, like an elementary or something. And I'm leaving, and I cross the street. And there was a big field with a fence around it. And I was being stalked across the street. There were some little Mexican kids or whatever, like, stalking me. And I crossed the street, and I go to this field, right? And they were stalking me. There was this big old dude. I was wearing my Santa Muerte devotee, my Santa Muerte mazo. And there was this big old dude who looked like me. He was like 6 foot something. He was like 6'4", 5 or whatever. But he looked like chubby like me, and he had long brown hair. It wasn't black like mine. I have black hair. He had long brown hair, like dark brown, and he looked like me. And he was wearing the same mazo as me. A mazo is like a necklace, a spiritual necklace. Except the statue on his necklace was bigger. and he was trying to look like me, and he was stalking me and trying to set me up or whatever. And and then he was following me, right? And I had somebody with me. It was like a spirit guide or something. I don't know who it was, but it was somebody with me. And that big guy was with somebody else too. And they were trying to punk us, and like they were trying to rob us or punk us or something like that. And and they were trying to dominate over me with power or whatever. And they were for a little bit. They were like they're trying to assert power in the spiritual realm again because I'm getting stronger. And they were like, I was like, all right, whatever, don't rob us, or we didn't take money or something. They were trying to say in my dream that we stole money or something. And we stole money from the mall or some shit like that. And they were trying to come get us for it. I was like, we didn't steal no money. What are you talking about? And they thought we stole money. And then they would come and attack us and try to basically extort us. They were trying to extort us for the money that we didn't even steal. And then I see my friend, he had a Tommy gun or an AR or something, and the other guy, the big guy that looked like me, he had a assault rifle or a Tommy gun too or something like that. I don't know. One of them had a Tommy gun and one of them had a assault rifle. And they were shooting inside. The first I seen my friend shoot a hole. There was a hole in the ground. And he was shooting in the hole in the ground. But the hole in the ground looked like a perfect little circle, almost like a portal. And he put it in the hole. His gun in the hole, and started shooting inside the grass and the dirt. And then I seen the other guy that looked like me do the same thing with his gun, shooting in the dirt, which is weird. So I don't know what it means. And the other guy was looking at him, and then I was looking at him, and then I seen bullets start flying everywhere, like shoom, 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 and it looked like shiny silver bullets or something. It was crazy, and I could see them. And then I started running a little bit, dodging them, and then dodging every bullet, right? They weren't even gonna hit me, but I was still not gonna stand there still, you know what I'm saying? And then and then and then what was it called? I was in the they stopped doing that after that. And then all of a sudden I go back to the school, right? And there's tall grass, or the mall, whatever it was. And then I see tall grass, and there's people following me. Little Mexican kid, right? Little short, fat Mexican kid. He kind of looked like a dude who drives this Acura who stalked my house in real life. It was a little short Mexican kid in a black Acura in real life, but he kind of looked like that dude. And he drives a black Acura, and then it kind of looked like that dude in my dream. And he was like stalking me in this grass and like seeing what I was doing, right? And then I go back to the other field where they were shooting and stuff, and I see this yellow line. That big old dude that looks like me was following me. I see this yellow magical line, and it is in the grass. It was this magical line, and it was showing me the way. It was like going a loop, and then it went to one part of the field, and it was like a magical line that was lighting up in the ground for me. Yeah, only I could see it. Only I could see the path. The other dude couldn't see it, but he was following me. And I would follow this magical line, and then it went to the other side of the field, and there was like an ATM there, or it was like a computer. It was like a stand with a computer in it, and I was stepping on some sigils. And this computer turned on. The sigils were made in chalk. It looked like the sigils that Sarabanda uses, Tata, a palero on TikTok. And I was stepping on the sigils, and I activated this computer, and the guy was standing there next to me looking at the computer, and he was trying to push buttons. He didn't know what to push, and the buttons were the sigils on the ground. He was trying to push the sigils on the ground to activate this computer. I was like, don't do it, don't touch this, don't touch this. And he kept just pushing sigils on the ground. He pushing sigils on the ground, not knowing what he was doing. And he was trying to use, I don't know, trying to play with the magic of the sigils and not knowing what he's doing, and he's fucking it up. And this could mean that someone's gonna try to use magic against me and fucking burn themselves over and fucking fuck over themselves, messing with the wrong spirits. And and they were trying to push the sigils on the ground to activate this computer, and windows kept popping up. And then I seen the yellow line across the whole yard, like showed my way. But then the dream changed. I went inside a building, inside the field, or in the field there was like little mountains and craters, like piled of dirt and stuff like that. But anyways, I went inside a building that just appeared out of nowhere, and my mom and my sister were there, and they were basically being forced by some Native Americans to attack me. And there was this Native American girl in there. She was light skinned and she like white. And then they were stalking me, and my sister had a little string backpack. And then I had a backpack with me. I had a big old duffel bag, like one of my big old moving bags that I have. And I had a whole bunch of stuff in there, and I left it at the mall or whatever. I went back and grabbed it, and brought it back. And when I was there, I brought it back to the field from the mall or little elementary or whatever it was. It looked like a mall inside, but outside looked like an elementary. And then I go back into I go back to this I'm in this building, right? And they were stalking me, right? It was the natives and some other people, natives and their friends. And then they were stalking me, right? The friends were basically stalking me. It wasn't really so much the natives. They were sending their friends to stalk me. And so it was like Mexican people, white people, other people. And then I'm looking for my bag, whatever. But anyways, then all of a sudden, some reason, I was like in a McDonald's. I switched to a McDonald's or like a restaurant, and I was getting food or something. And then all of a sudden they send some girl in there, that native girl that looks light skinned, right next to me, standing next to me. And I was like, huh? And I was just like what the fuck's going on? And they were like looking at me, like seeing what I was gonna do, seeing if like I knew her or recognized her or some shit like that. And then they were just talking amongst themselves. And then then all of a sudden I went to go get my bag, right? And I was looking for my bag, my little backpack, and then it was not a backpack, it was like a big duffel bag. It wasn't even a duffel bag, it was like a big suitcase bag. And I go look for it, and I had a whole bunch of stuff in it, and I brought it across, whatever. And then what's it called? Then my ancestors were there. My family who passed was there, watching over me. I go to the school, grab my bag, and come back across to the field. All of a sudden, there was park benches right there. Those green park benches with the green park bench tables, and my family was right there. It was my grandma and my tío Manguito, and I think my grandma, but my grandpa, I don't remember. But it was all my family right there, watching over me, and they were at a green table. And I pull up, and they're all quiet. The only one that was talking was my uncle something. He was saying something. It was my uncle Domingo. And when I got there, he was giving me some cards, some like magic cards, like, you know, magic card, they play magic cards or whatever, that trading card game. And he was pulling magic cards, and I seen one I didn't like, so I grabbed my cards and I trumped that card and I put it on top, and my tío was like kind of happy. and he was just showing me. He was using the cards as like a tarot, and he was showing me what they were doing. They were doing magic against me. And then I had a dream in the past where my uncle came to my dreams, and I was at my grandma's house in my dreams, and he told me directly they're using black magic. He just told me straight up directly, point blank period. He didn't even, it wasn't symbolism or nothing, it was straight literal. But anyways, I love my Tio Minguito. I miss him. Rest in peace. In the name of Father, Son, Holy Spirit. May your soul be free, and you have a beautiful afterlife, Theo. And same with my family. But he was showing me they're doing magic on me, right? And then so I grabbed all those cards. They're all mine, and I had a big deck. They were all my cards. I took them all from the spiritual realm, and I took them with me. And in my dream, they were trying to say I was smoking, and they were putting like blunts in my backpack and stuff like that too, like putting a whole bunch of stuff in my backpack, trying to put stuff, planting stuff in my stuff, like in my backpack in my room or whatever, symbolism of my room or whatever. But they were trying to plant stuff in my backpack, and in my duffel bag thingy, and and then and then and then what's it called? My Tio Minguito, my grandma, I think my grandpa was there. They were all sitting at the green table. And right now is close to Halloween, which is Samhain, which is the veil between the spiritual and the physical is at its thinnest. So my family is all watching over me that passed away right now. My grandpa, my grandma, my Theo, you know what I mean? They were all sitting at the table watching over me, making sure I'm straight and warning me. My Theo was warning me of magic or something against me. And it does look like magic. It looked like a spirit tried to dominate over me because I'm gaining spiritual power. And I'm getting a lot more spiritual power and authority over spirits. So they sent another spirit to try to dominate over me with its power, but I overcame it. And try to scare me too. But anyways, I was being shown the way and everything with a magical line and everything. And then so my Tio Miguito, my grandma, and I think my grandpa was there watching over me, and it was a beautiful thing. And then there was another part to my dream. So my Tio Miguito, my grandma, and my grandpa, they've all came to my dreams multiple times over the past few years since they passed, always looking over me and watching over me. So anybody who comes against me is like against my family, you know what I mean? But anyways, and I think that was it. I had another part of my dream, I just can't remember. I might have to make a little add-on here in a little bit, a little short, YouTube short. But yeah, they were looking out for me, warning me, and it just seemed like the dream interpretation was they were trying to assert power and domination over me, which wasn't gonna work, which might have spooked me a little bit at first. But then my path was being lit up by a yellow pathway. So I was being shown the way by my ancestors and the angels, and they were trying to dominate power over me and see what I was doing and follow me and set me up in real life and physical life. And they were also trying to assert magical and spiritual authority over me, which was not in my dream. Also, the natives were doing witchcraft on me, and I think they were doing powers or something like that. And I went back into that building in my dream, and I found out the natives were doing witchcraft on me. And then it wasn't really working, so I went to the back of the room and I started doing a native dance. I grabbed something from the back of the room and I started doing a native dance to the 4 directions in my dreams. I was doing a native dance just naturally and intuitively to the 4 directions, north, south, east, and west, and I was overcoming their magic by myself. But yeah, the 4 winds, the 4 corners, the 4 watchtowers of the archangels, however you want to see it. But I was doing a dance, and each direction I did a dance, and then I switched to the direction and I did another dance, and I switched to the direction, did another dance, and then switched to the direction, did another dance. And they were sitting there watching me quiet, like, what the heck is he doing? And then they were like surprised. But I was summoning spiritual power to help me, because I have native ancestors as well, but mine are really strong.